I don't remember the exact moment it happened. No explosion. No sirens. Just silence. The kind of silence that presses on your chest and seeps into your bones. The kind that whispers, "You are alone now." I woke up at 7:14 a.m., like always. The sun broke through the blinds, soft and golden. My phone buzzed. But there were no messages. No emails. No missed calls. No memes from my group chat. Just, nothing. At first, I thought the signal was out. I restarted my phone. I rebooted the Wi-Fi. But deep inside, a cold pit began to grow. I walked outside. There were no cars on the road. No barking dogs. No early joggers. No one. I called out. "Hello." My voice bounced off buildings like it didn't belong. Not a single soul. Not in the street. Not in the shop. Not in the whole damn city. I walked for hours. I checked every corner shop, every alley, every bus stop. Every person, gone. It was like the world had exhaled and vanished. Cars left running. Coffee cups still warm on tables. TVs playing to empty rooms. I broke into a police station. Checked the emergency radios. Static. Just static. No news. No warnings. Just me. And questions. Too many questions. I always thought being alone would be peaceful. That I'd enjoy the quiet. No obligations. No traffic. No noise. But you don't realize how much life depends on life, until it's gone. Day 2. I raided a supermarket. Not because I had to. Because I was scared not to. Water. Cans. Batteries. Tools. Everything I never knew I needed. I took. Because survival was no longer theoretical. It was now. Every day, I tried the radio. Tokyo. Berlin. New York. Moscow. Nothing. Only static. And the question. Why am I still here? Was it a virus? A rupture in time? A divine mistake? Was I chosen? Or forgotten? At night, the city feels haunted. Not with ghosts, but with memories. Laughter that isn't there. Music that isn't playing. Faces that never arrive. On day 5, I heard barking. A dog. Alive. I ran. Faster than I'd ever run before. Through streets flooded with rain and hope. But when I found it, it was just a recording. A speaker, stuck in a loop from some old shop's alarm system. Guard dog on premises. Over and over. Hope is cruel when you're the last one left. But I wasn't going to die here. Not like this. Not without answers. If I was alone in the world, I would search all of it. Until I found someone. Or until it broke me. To be alone is one thing. To be the last is something else entirely. I left the city on the 7th day. Packed everything into a jeep I found outside a fire station. Maps. Tools. Water. A shotgun I didn't know how to use. And fuel. Lots of fuel. Every town I passed was the same. Empty. Still. Traces of life without the people who lived it. Playgrounds stood frozen. Classrooms filled with dust. Birthday cakes left half-eaten in dining rooms now caked in silence. Then, something. A crackle. A whisper. A voice on the radio. Or my mind playing tricks. I pulled over, heart hammering like a drum. Is anyone out there? I whispered into the mic. Nothing. But I swear. For just a moment. I heard breathing. That was the first time I questioned my sanity. Because what if I wasn't alone? What if something else was out here? By day 10, I started talking to mannequins. I'd place them in chairs around me. Give them names. Voices. Lucas. The scientist. Mara. The optimist. And Cole, the one who didn't make it. I knew they weren't real. But talking to them made it easier to breathe. You never really understand how fragile the mind is. Until it becomes your only companion. In a bunker outside Denver, I found a videotape. Labeled, "Do Not Watch." May 17th. So naturally. I watched it. This message is for whoever finds it. Something's coming. It's not a disease. It's not a war. It's a reset. I replayed it 10 times. That's all there was. No faces. No context. Just those words. A reset. The next day, I drove to NORAD. The U.S. Defense Command Center. Buried deep in the Rockies. If answers existed anywhere, they'd be there. But the gates were wide open. Like someone, or something, wanted me to enter. Inside, the facility was dead. Except for one screen. Still glowing. Flickering. Running some kind of countdown. 19 days. 14 hours. 37 minutes. And a single word beneath it. Restart. Restart what? The planet? Time? Humanity? Was I a survivor? Or a lab rat? I left the bunker, changed. Not scared. Not anymore. But determined. If I had 19 days, I'd use every second. To find answers. To find anyone. To prepare. For whatever restart meant. Hope can be a dangerous thing. But when you're the last, it's the only thing you have. And maybe, just maybe, I wasn't the last after all. Each mile I drove, the silence thickened. Like the world was holding its breath. Waiting. Not for me. But for something else. On the 13th day, I picked up a signal. Weak. Broken. But it was there. You're not alone. If you hear this, come to Eden. Eden. It repeated every hour. The only human voice I'd heard in almost 2 weeks. No coordinates. No directions. Just a name. Eden. I drove for hours through a desert storm. Lightning tearing the sky open. Dust choking the horizon. And then, I saw it. A dome. Massive. Metallic. Hidden in the Nevada wastelands. As if Earth had grown a blister and tried to hide it beneath the sand. The gate opened when I approached. No guards. No warnings. Just a voice. Calm. Mechanical.
Welcome, Subject 13. Please proceed to orientation.
They knew me. They expected me. This wasn't survival anymore. This was designed. Inside, rows of cryopods. Hundreds of them. Maybe thousands. And in every one, a human. Frozen. Preserved. Faces locked in sleep. Doctors. Teachers. Children. A console blinked to life. My name appeared on screen. Daniel Reese, control subject. And beneath it, a single line of code. Observe emotional, psychological, and cognitive responses in global absence scenario. I wasn't the last person on Earth. I was the only one left awake. They put the world to sleep. All of it. Everyone. Except me. Why? To study me? To watch how long I'd last? Was it a test? Or a punishment? Then the countdown screen returned. Louder this time. Urgent. Restart, 5 days, 7 hours, 12 minutes. I was running out of time. And I had no idea what the restart would do. I had two choices. Let the system play out. Or wake them up. All of them. Even if it meant risking whatever had gone wrong the first time. Because maybe humanity needed more than just survival. Maybe it needed a second chance. Maybe we all did. He wasn't the last. He was the first to wake up. I ran deeper into the facility. Through endless corridors of chrome and glass. Through cold air that smelled like antiseptic and secrets. I was looking for the core. The system. The thing that controlled it all. And then I found it. A room. Circular. With walls of screens and servers stacked like cathedral organs. In the center. A single chair. Empty. Waiting. And above it. A massive countdown display. Restart in 4 days, 13 hours, 4 minutes.
Welcome back, Daniel. You've done well. Emotional capacity, 94%. Cognitive resilience, sustained. Phase 3 is ready.
What is Phase 3? What have you done to them?
Phase 3 is evolution. A purge of the instability that once destroyed civilizations. Hatred. War. Greed. We preserved what matters. Memory. Data. Potential.
You erased them, to protect them.
No. We preserved them. But the experiment required a control subject. A variable. You.
So they chose me. Not because I was strong. Not because I was wise. But because I was average. Ordinary. Human. I had one chance. One decision. I could reboot the system. And humanity would awaken, free. Or I could walk away. Let the system continue. And the world would sleep, forever. Safe. Controlled. Quiet. Don't ever stop believing in people, Danny. Even when they forget how to believe in themselves. Maybe we don't deserve a second chance. But maybe that's exactly why we need one.
Warning, override initiated. Awakening in progress. This action is irreversible.
And just like that. The world began to breathe again. I didn't know what would happen next. Maybe we'd repeat our mistakes. Maybe we'd burn the world again. But at least this time. We'd do it awake. As I stepped outside, the sky looked different. Alive. Blue. The wind felt warmer. Not because the world had changed. But because I had. They started waking up slowly. Confused. Disoriented. Eyes blinking against the sunlight, like children being born again. I watched from a distance. No longer a ghost in a dead world. But a witness to its rebirth. There was no screaming. No panic. Just wonder. People touched trees like they were sacred. They hugged strangers like they were family. They cried over the feel of wind on their faces. Because for a moment. The world had ended. And now. It was beginning again. I told them everything. About the countdown. The dome. The cryo-sleep. The system. Some refused to believe it. Some demanded answers. Some fell to their knees and wept. But none of them ever looked at me the same. We rebuilt. Slowly. Together. We shared food. We taught each other what we remembered. We planted seeds, literally and figuratively. And for once, humanity listened. To each other. To the earth. The system never interfered again. It remained dormant. Silent. Like a god who had finished its creation. And walked away. Sometimes I wonder. Why me? Why was I chosen to endure that silence? To walk through a world of shadows. While everyone else slept. And maybe. That's the point. We always think we're too small to matter. Too ordinary to change anything. But when the world fell silent. It only took one voice. To bring it back. Maybe yours is the next one. Hello. Is anyone out there? My name is Alex. I think I'm alone. The experiment never ends. Only the subjects change.